In a world of problematic news and media, solutions to problems often get omitted from stories. But that's about to change. Welcome to the Urban Solutionist Podcast with Kenneth Massey, who discusses and presents rational solutions for negative narratives that happen in today's pop culture. Urban Solutionist, your source for closure and peace of mind. Now, here's your host, Kenneth Massey.
What's up, people? Thank you for tuning in to the Urban Solutionist Podcast. I am your host, Kenneth Lewis Massey, multimedia content producer and CEO of the Phenomenal Hawk Company. Well, topic of discussion today: Democrats, Republicans. Who to blame for this government shutdown? I've been seeing a lot of content communicating about this topic. And I guess in my algorithm, my Facebook algorithm is showing mostly Democrats complaining about this shutdown, complaining about, they're saying who's at fault, and they're saying Republicans are at fault. Now, I don't know if the algorithm is intentionally showing me all of this content based on only the Democratic side, but that's what I've been seeing. I haven't been seeing much of the Republican side saying anything about the shutdown being because of the Democrats. The only thing I can recall right now is because of the President of the United States saying because of the Democrats. Now, I just looked on CNN, on the CNN website, and I just went online to see the votes, see how things were being voted. And to my knowledge, I'm not a politician or in politics at all, but to my knowledge, this thing has to go, this is all about votes, Senate votes, someone in Congress voting, and the seats consist of Democrats and Republicans. And if a certain amount of votes aren't made, then the shutdown happens. Now, I'm well aware about pulling straws, voting. We do this in churches, in the job. If you're in favor, aye. If you're not in favor, nay. And then that's how things are being established. That's how the decisions are being made. Now, if that is the policy that's been put in place to make things fair, then that's just been put in place, a vote. Now, what I'm seeing in these votes, I saw that I believe you have to have 60 votes. I saw 55 votes for yes and 45 for no. And the majority of the no's came from the Democratic Party. Now, to the people who are complaining about this situation and who are caught in limbos or spreading the propaganda about who's at fault about this government shutdown. Every city, every state has a group of senators, a group of governors. They have a political party. Every city has it. We all have a right to communicate to our local senators, to address our local senators. If you do not know your local senators or know what what representative of your community are you under, what zones you live in, who you can communicate to make things happen in your community. I'm letting you know this. Just communicating about whose fault it is, Democrat or Republican, you should keep your mouth closed. Because if you can do things in your own community with votes as well, you know you live in a Democratic state, a Democratic city, you communicate to your representative of your city, see the things that you want and see how things change there first before you're trying to go up to DC and everything, in my opinion. Because communicating about why things are shut down, the senators of each one of these representatives, these states, they're coming from communities. Communities. We are the people. We are the voters. We are the ones that are establishing what's in power. And go ahead and communicate and say, you might can say, oh, well, they're not going to listen to our votes. They're not going to listen to us or anything of that nature. Okay. Each person has an opportunity to vote. Your neighbor, you can communicate to your neighbor. You can communicate to your friend, your political views. You can see where you at politically in your community first. Then, as your community understands the things that are desired in that community, it can go in and say, all right, we're about to go to these town hall meetings. I'm telling you, I'm not a politician. I'm not in the political view. I'm just an urban solutionist, see issues and see the little problems that's happening and knowing like, man, these things that are happening in the community, they don't seem right. I need to say something. If it was me, how would I address it? This is how I'm addressing it. But I haven't been to any town hall meetings, but I know that they are available in small towns, in big cities. And for people who have a lot to say about their community, about the politics, about the politicians, if you have never been to a town hall meeting, I don't think you should be spreading this type of propaganda. If you're not establishing yourself as someone who is in politics and going towards these meetings to make change, when you are a person that is going to make change, you have to know the procedures of doing so. You have to. We have to stop just choosing these narratives based on these emotions that are being indoctrinated in our system by people who probably care less about the functionality of the community. How are these politicians, these senators, these governors, how is it affecting your community? How are they affecting it? What is going on in your community that you want to see change, and then you go and communicate it to your senator? Listen, there are so many open doors. These are my solutions to figuring out who's at fault or not. Because frankly, the people, we're all at fault because of the lack of knowledge and the lack of wisdom and understanding of the things that we need to do to get change. Even after all of these years of activists speaking to us, the history, the trailblazers, everything that they have there is there, and yet we're still just yapping in the barbershops, yapping on social media, and commenting on social media about things that we haven't even, tapped into the historical values of it. Solution. There are open door policies to communicate to senators, to those who are in politics. They have websites, email addresses, they have meetings. We can go to these things, place votes, air concerns, represent our towns, represent our community, and we can place ourselves there. If you don't have the confidence to place yourself in these town halls and speak up for your community there, speaking up on social media is pointless. It's just spreading propagandas. It's just spreading narratives that's unnecessary. When you and your following in a group of people, you speak to them and say, hey, we're going to the town hall meeting in Memphis, in Georgia, in Atlanta. We're going to these meetings. It's like even in schools where you have these parent-teacher conferences, you have these things where the parents come in and they say, hey, these are the things that are going on in our school. It's the same thing that you can do when it comes to your community. The President of the United States, on his website as well, you can type letters to the President of the United States in concerns of things that is going on. You are arguing back and forth with other people who aren't even politicians. It's very unnecessary. Like, they can't do anything. You commenting on a social media post to other people about their opinions about the President of the United States or any senators, that's not going to do nothing but spread more confrontation. It's unnecessary. Take the necessary avenues to actually establish something good, if that's possible. And know your rights. You need something amended, you know what to do to get that thing amended if you're in that space. And then look at your life directly, for real. Look at your life directly and see how these policies are affecting your life directly. And then ask, like, okay, well, is this affecting my life directly? Is my finances going up? Are they going down? Are my opportunities, am I losing opportunities here? What is my environment looking like? What is my neighbors or everything going through? If ain't nothing happening in your community, and ain't nothing happening to you, anything, and you got something negative to say about another side, then you got a problem. It's unnecessary. Whose fault is it that this government is shut down? There's been a vote. They voted. They legally voted. I don't know what imaginary friends y'all have in y'all brain to think these conspiracies are happening or going on or whatever. But these are human beings. We are all human beings. And a lot of people are acting like they don't have the same abilities to be able to make change or make things happen. If you know your senator is voting on something and you want to be concerned about that vote, you need to see what your senators are going to vote for. You need to see what the senators are going to vote for, what the governors are going to vote for. Because they going up there to D.C. and representing the community and representing that city and that town. And then you voted for them. A lot of people don't even know where their mayors, where their senators, what they do. There is a community of people who don't even have that understanding. And before placing blame on Democrats and Republicans, go and educate us about these things. Go into the schools and educate us about the politics and politics, if it's necessary or not. Growing up, there were these PBS specials and cartoons who would try to teach about beautiful bills and just all the things that are lacking to have an understanding about these things, about politics and shutdowns and bills and amendments and policies and what President Trump is doing. Educate the little people first. Educate the people who don't have that understanding first. They are already talking about it. It's a lot of people in our United States are illiterate. Like they don't even have the literacy level past 6th grade. And you over here just spewing out rhetoric about who's at fault. I ask you, before jumping to choose whose fault and whose sides things are, look at your city. Look at your senator. Research your senator, your mayor. Research who they are and what they do in that city. And that's going to tell you a lot. That's what's telling me a lot about the places where I've lived. Before placing blame. Because frankly, it's looking like the fault is the people, the community. Like we are the ones voting. We have been placed in position to vote for these senators, these mayors, the presidents, the vice presidents, these representatives. These people are representatives of the community we're living in. We've placed the vote there. So if we're not voting, but there is a group of people who are voting, and don't give me that excuse about, well, these felons here and they can't vote over here. You know that there is a majority of people out here. You can vote, you can communicate, you can study, you can go out here and say, okay, well, let me see what this person's about. And this popularity thing, you all are not in high school. You're not in high school to be like, oh, this politician, they're so cool. They got all the best friends and they make the most money. This is not what you vote for. You vote for what you actually need in your communities. That's what you're voting for. take more pride in your choices that you make when getting somebody to represent for your community. Who you getting to represent for your community is important. Get to know the person that you're getting to represent that community, because they're going to Washington and they representing you. So this whole energy, this combative energy, these are our representatives. They're our representatives. You can stop making it like they doing this on their own merits. That the President of the United States represent the United States and who we wanted to represent the United States of America. We voted that representation. And if you didn't vote for that representation, then you know next time what you need to vote for. Then you even know that, hey, okay, well, my city is here. Now you need to be focusing on the things in your city. Well, this is the policies. Let me focus on this in my city. This is the policy here in my city. What is my representative for my city doing, since the President of the United States is there? That's not who we voted for, but we got this representative here in this city. What are they doing in our community to make things better? Stop just being on defense. See what the offense is happening. See what the offense is happening in your communities. Check that out. Because it seems like now a lot of the stuff is just being about defenses. Tap more into your own representatives of your city. Tap more into that. Go to those town hall meetings. Get into you like talking about politics online? Go get into politics. Get into it. You know how to get a bill passed. You know what procedures need to be done. Then you need to advocate for those who don't know and say, hey, well, I'm going to teach more people on how to do this, and get into these communities and say, hey, this is what we have to do. I ain't seen nobody come to my door, come into my community, representing anything, saying, hey, this is where we're representing here. I'm representing this party, and we're trying to communicate to these things. You all are not even going door to door, house to house anymore. The senators or anything going to these communities and say, hey, I want to talk to you in these communities. You want to make these big, extravagant shows and things. You want people to come in. You need these sponsors. Well, you can go door to door if you really want to do something and see what's going on in your community. I'll tell them you are representative of A, B, C, and D. And you working for the community. You want to represent them. This is what that's all I have to say about that. I hope that's a solution that can be utilized to navigate around the blaming whose fault it is for a government shutdown and what side that you should take. It ain't about taking any sides. It's about gaining your knowledge, seeking the true procedures of how you get things done and get things passed. See where the votes came from. Do your fact checking. And then saying, okay, well, the next thing is coming up. The next votes and everything are coming up. Let me get into these spaces. That's even when it comes to sheriffs, chiefs of your community. There's these votes. We are the people as are voting. And if you all are not a part of it, there's nothing for you to say. If you're not getting your children involved to understand what's going on, there's nothing for you to say. If you're not getting your school involved, these teachers at these schools are not educating the students about it, and you're saying, well, the government don't want me to teach these about this. Who is your superintendent? Who are you voting into these spaces? We are the people. We vote. They represent us. Choose wisely if you're going to vote. But if you ain't voting, if you ain't gonna do anything, stop out here making people. They can't even voice their own opinions about, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. I like the president of the United States. Oh, I don't. You got people, families that are divided based on political views of who they like as a president of the United States of America. He is the president of the United States. Period. Now, there's another thing coming up. If you want change, get your studies on. Let me go ahead and study and see how to get policies back where we actually want them to be. And you get those things done. You rally up around that. You got people, debaters, that this man has passed away. He got killed debating. And in these things, this is just debating. He's not doing any policies. He's not making any procedures or anything. He's not doing anything that has concern about the climate, any of the laws that has to be done on this world, and had influence by debating, confrontation. Don't you think if you were a person who, found some passion in being a person that wants to change policies for the greater good of the community, that you can have that type of impact in that area? Get that impact in that area. Yes, you have your different views. And everybody want to say, well, yeah, this confrontation, negativity, the algorithms, and everybody likes negativity. Well, then, if that's what you believe, then you're in that. You're the part of the problem. Something can be done. You can spread good news. You can spread good news. You can be the change. You can. And if you don't, it's because you are contributing and you're adding to it. You want to be. You're part of the problem. Don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. Be part of the solution. Find the solution to this divisiveness that's happening. Because we can do something about it. And it ain't got to be fear about it. And if people want to be on one side of the fence, let them be on that side of the fence. You got another side over here? Cool. I'm over here on this side. That's just the way it is. Now, I like you. Hey, we cool. We ain't got nothing against you. Who cool over here? I ain't got nothing against you over here or whatever. But we on this side, we do things like this on this area. Over here, this is how we do things over here. All right, well, this is how we do things over here. All right, that's how you all do things over here. Cool, I'll maintain this situation over here, making sure my side of the fence is clean. Then, hey, if I want to invite anybody, come on over here if you want to. Hey, but these are how we operate over here. And vice versa. You got your house, your single house. You know how you operate in your house. You know it. And then this thing calling things, this is the house. You see who is in the house right now in politics. When somebody comes to your house, that's your house, you know what rules you have in it. And you want people to respect your house. And be respectful. Because when they come to your house, you want them to be respectful. Solution. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for tuning in to the Urban Solutionist Podcast with your host, Kenneth Massey. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast belong solely to the author and its guests. Any content provided are opinions and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. Until next time, remember, Urban Solutionist, your source for closure and peace of mind.